Battle control initialized.
Hello and welcome to the Red Alert Gaming League Season 9 Minions Round 1. We have RadicalCentrist versus Spetznas. RadicalCentrist in blue and Spetznas in gold. Let's take a look at the production tab. RadicalCentrist ahead by 2.5 seconds. This map has a total of 2 oil derricks and 2 hospitals. RadicalCentrist arguably with better barrack placement. Also expanding towards the double ore mine ore patch, which is slightly more valuable over the long term than the single ore mine. Both players going double ref. Infantry push from RadicalCentrist. And he's going to hold it right there. That's a force fire command. Trying to feel out the enemy. Spetznas maneuvering away. RadicalCentrist's engineer taking the long way around. Spetznas falling asleep on that power plant deployment for just a second. It's going to put RadicalCentrist 8 seconds ahead with his War Factory drop. Quite a few more actions per minute from RadicalCentrist, 23-14 against Spetznas. And there's Radical's War Factory. RadicalCentrist on one refinery. I don't know if he sold the other one. Pretty sure he sold it. Actually, no, if he sold it, there would have been technicians out on the field. RadicalCentrist about to capture the hospital. It's going to give his troops healing. And blocking Spetznas' War Factory. Spetznas responding with a pillbox. And getting out his second Ranger. This is the makings of a Ranger Danger build. Spetznas now on 3 refineries. RadicalCentrist likewise taking his other ore patch and eco-sliding. And a counter capture on the hospital from Spetznas. That Ranger might get the snipe on the engineer. Spetznas' engineer is down. RadicalCentrist's engineer taking the left flank. Good scouting from RadicalCentrist. He knows that the way is clear. Both players on 6 harvesters and 1 oil derrick. RadicalCentrist just a little bit ahead in income, though. I wonder if that's from microing his harvesters. RadicalCentrist taking out Spetz's oil derrick. And looks like Spetz is going to be out first with an MCD. He's only on 2 barracks to Spetz's 4, however. Negative. Spetz is on 2. RadicalCentrist on 4 barracks. Spetznas about to take his first expansion. Oof, that was a lot of rocket soldiers. And here comes the attack on eco lines. Love to see that. Spetznas reacting quickly and pulling his harvesters. And another infantry front brewing from RadicalCentrist. Spetznas moving a lot of harvesters down to his first expansion. I don't know if I like that or not. It's going to put him in a vulnerable position. He's now got 5 of his harvesters at his first expansion. 6 harvesters now moving towards his first expansion. If RadicalCentrist can feel this out and cut off their escape, that is not going to bode well for Spetz. And I think he's done just that. He's definitely figured out that they're there. Spetznas might have to pull them again. That's really going to hurt his income. He's already about 1,500 behind. You can hear the mechanics going to work. Spetznas getting chased off of his first expansion. RadicalCentrist out with his first expansion at his, I suppose that's not his natural expansion, but close enough. That hospital providing line of sight. And that was definitely a blind move by the MCD. That's a really good concave. RadicalCentrist positioning his, that Ranger getting taken out, just going a bit too deep. Spetznas now moving back towards his first expansion, losing an ore truck, losing a second ore truck. Oh, almost losing a third ore truck. 4 ore trucks to 8 now. RadicalCentrist's engineer is just chilling. Oh, he's on the move now. And this is a really good army split from RadicalCentrist. Spetznas is completely cash stalled, and I think RadicalCentrist has figured that out. Spetznas unable to repair his ore truck, and RadicalCentrist just bleeding him dry. That's another ore truck down. Spetznas now on 3 ore trucks, 0 oil derricks. And Radical is just going to keep chasing his ore trucks from one ore patch to another, not letting them do their thing. This is a dual attack on main, and Spetznas going a good game at 8 minutes and 56 seconds. 234 to 134. Let's take a look at the charts. The charts. Alright, first we'll look at the economy graph. We have Spetznas just a little bit ahead during minute 2.5, but as soon as RadicalCentrist starts mining his secondary ore patch, he just gets ahead and stays ahead, able to convert those cash into bullets, and at 5 minutes you can really see his army pull ahead. The first battle event is usually pretty indicative of how the rest of the game is going to go. If you don't trade well at minute 5, it's just about impossible to get back with the combination of field presence that the enemy has and also just the fact that they're already ahead in economy. There's really no way to get back from that. So, on to game 2.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Hello and welcome to RAGL Season 9 Minions Round 1.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Hello and welcome to RAGL Season 9 Minions Round 1. We have Spetznas in gold and RadicalCentrist in blue. Ukraine versus Russia. I always like to see a Soviet versus Soviet match, especially when it's Ukraine versus Russia. There's so many interesting tactics and units that can be used. Not to knock the Allies, but many people agree that the Soviets are slightly stronger in many ways. Both players about dead even in actions per minute. Let's take a look at the production tab. RadicalCentrist ahead in production of his refinery. Also with a doggy on the field. Good dog. Dogs make excellent scouts. That's really their main benefit. Sure, they can wipe out infantry in a single bite, but you've really got to have an equal number of dogs to infantry if you're going to play it that way. Oof. Good dog. RadicalCentrist ahead in the deployment of his refinery. It looks like he's about 13 seconds ahead in building of his second refinery. Oof. Spetznas with his own dog getting quickly taken out. Focus fire from RadicalCentrist. He knows what's up. And if he sent that dog after that engineer, and there it goes. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. RadicalCentrist hesitant to send out his engineer, or rather send out his dog against that engineer, unknowing if he has a escort with him. RadicalCentrist first engineer taking the tech center, communications center, in the center of the map, and the guard on the lower oil derrick dealing with that engineer very swiftly. Spetznas is behind in time and map control. I like the deployment of Spetznas' refineries a little bit better than RadicalCentrist. RadicalCentrist has 2 miners on a single ore mine patch. Spetznas doing a little bit better of a job managing his eco. Likewise ahead by 500. Now 1,000. In income, that is. RadicalCentrist with about double the actions per minute at this point. And that may be a bad rally point. That indeed was a bad rally point. Now we've got 2 grenadiers from RadicalCentrist making a flank. That's the first oil derrick captured by RadicalCentrist. RadicalCentrist ahead in production of his service depot. The engineer getting a taxi cab in the form of an APC. Now about to capture his second oil derrick. That's all tech structures going towards RadicalCentrist. And he's going to use that APC to feel out the enemy base. Is he going to perform a blocking maneuver? Looks like he's trying to. Just distracting the army. That flak truck from Spetznas out of position, in my opinion. He could have gone after the APC. RadicalCentrist playing Ring Around the Rosie and blocking the refinery. Is not going to be able to stay thanks to Spetz's rocket troops. Spetz doing a good job of defending the base and not allowing the APC to interrupt production too much. Also moving his flak truck out of the way just in time. RadicalCentrist choosing to pop out a heavy tank first before his MCV. Spetznas about 20 seconds ahead with his MCV. But RadicalCentrist with a sizable force on the field now. Also much better map control and scouts surrounding the base of Spetznas. It's unlikely that his MCV is going to get out of there without getting spotted by someone. However, Spetznas taking out the scout with the flak truck and making a clean break. Spetznas deploying his a forward barracks before the refinery. RadicalCentrist out with his MCV. Seven harvesters to 6. RadicalCentrist, also 2 derricks on his side. Rockets unable to track. The APC getting away. This is a big force, but I wish you would put that heavy tank out front. Heavy tank on heavy tank action. Oh, and the combination of rocket troopers and Tesla coils taking out Spetz's heavy tank. That's 2 forward barracks from RadicalCentrist, putting him on a total of 6 barracks. That's a lot. Full frontal attack, but those flame troopers and flame towers just doing a great job of holding the line. Now we got some Tesla on Tesla action. And just a total meat shield from RadicalCentrist, not trading very well into those flame troopers. He's going to lose a lot of his army there. Looking for a flank with a small contingent of infantry around the north end, heading west. You know, these technicians look so unassuming, but that is in fact a technician from RadicalCentrist. And as long as he doesn't get too close to any of the enemy military units, it looks like he's going to be able to just remain undetected. Flame troopers going directly into that Tesla coil, being highly effective in destroying buildings. We'll see what RadicalCentrist does with his infantry contingent. Looks like they're going towards the main, probably trying to tech snipe. And Spetz's MCV being chased off. He no longer has build radius. We'll see what this is. It's just an APC. Nobody home. That MCV's escape is totally cut off, but RadicalCentrist just not realizing it in time. He could have totally gotten the snipe on Spetz's MCV. And we got a mine layer out here cutting off any advancement by RadicalCentrist into his main base via the main entranceway. But those mines taking out Spetz's 2 flak trucks, that is not how you're supposed to use those. I hate to say it. We'll see if he can get the snipe now on that MCV. MCV down. Wow, there is an attack on 2 fronts. I love that from RadicalCentrist. There's always a main attack and a distraction force. That is another ore truck down. I wonder if Spetznas realizes that his first expansion is under attack. That is his only MCV left on the field. Spetznas going a good game at 10 minutes and 9 seconds. $392 to 218. Let's take a look at the basic tab. We have RadicalCentrist with 56.6 actions per minute, and Spetznas with 19.9 actions per minute. I don't know if RadicalCentrist is using macros. I hope not. Or maybe he just is quicker with his hotkeys. Let's take a look at the earnings graph. Both players about dead even throughout the game, but it's all about trading. And wow, RadicalCentrist just taking off from minute 2 and making those engagements work for him, suppressing the army of Spetznas and just making it work for the whole game. It just goes to show what a couple of oil derricks and some good line of sight work with the dog in the early game can really do. All right, there you have it. Russia versus Ukraine, RadicalCentrist versus Spetznas. Both games going to RadicalCentrist. Red Alert Gaming League Season 9, Minions, Round 1.
Battle control terminated.